Henry McClure live. Are we live yet? Sometimes there there's a little lag before I can tell whether you're on the show or not. The bottom line is I don't want government in my profession. Okay? I don't want the government in the real estate business. I don't think it's the government's place to be in the real estate business. That's the foundation of all the resentments, the energy put forward trying to kick the government out of the real estate business. I mean, what? I've got nothing to lose. They're already ruining our lives. Uh, the they shouldn't be buying hotels. They try to create markets. They want to build iconic footbridges to areas that go nowhere. I mean, we got to get government out of private enterprise. So I'm expressing to you, bottom line, why I want to get Go Topeka, and we need to cut off their funds today. They don't deserve one nickel. If you want to have somebody um, that is out trying to solicit people, well, get somebody on staff to do it. And then you can, either in the county or the city, but then you can find out how tough it is to deal with yourself. So I just got off the phone with Stan Wenzel of Realty. I'm not his spokesperson. We don't have a business relationship. But what I tell you what we got. We've got mutual complaints about how things work in this town. And this was an enlightening conversation. And AMD, when we do this video, we can put some of these graphics in here. But from what so BioRealty goes out and buys the buildings there on the corner at 7th and Kansas. So they've got a huge investment because they think they have a relationship with Go Topeka. And let's say this goes back to 2020. And they don't want to sell the building. They'd still like to execute the original plan that they made with Molly, Howie, and Matt Pavarnak. They still want to try to make a deal, and they point out in there how their deal is better than dealing with AIM Strategies, which is basically Cody Foster, right? And Cody Foster ought to be the guy not trying to steal this deal, and he should be the guy being responsible enough to say, you know what, I don't want to take government money. There's think about the head of Go Topeka next year will be an employee of Cody Foster's. I mean, you guys. So number one, I don't want government in my business. So how would you like it if they're in yours? I mean, tell me when's the last time you felt good about paying taxes? And tell me, oh man, did you guys see tonight? I don't know what it's about, but they're talking about having a special election and trying to raise sales tax. I don't know what that was about tonight, uh, because I'm busy. I got to make a living around this joint. I got to I got to figure out how to outsmart the government and get ahead of the government. But what's really ironic, what I've said since I moved back to Topeka in 2000, is that we ought to focus on retail development. And Molly Howie, oh, well, that doesn't create jobs. Chick-fil-A just hired 85 people, but oh, no, those aren't jobs. And, but if Chick-fil-A were to put a distribution center out there moving boxes of chicken and fries and, whatever, if they had a Chick-fil-A distribution center out there, they'd help them all day long. So this is why we got to get the government out of the real estate business. Yeah, I'm personally against it because it personally affects the way my life is. But deep down, you guys got to start figuring out it's messing your life up too. And, but the whole Go Topeka money thing is, it's just not right. Well, here's an interesting thing what Stan tells me. So Stan tells me that Molly and Go Topeka were responsible. Part of the deal was to bring tenants to this deal. So they haven't been able to succeed for 4 years with Realty to get people interested in this project. And but if we give it to Cody Foster in the AT&T building, in fact, the guy asked me today, he goes, isn't there a problem with parking? Where are the people going to park? Is the parking garage repaired down in Townsite Plaza? Well, and that will probably be a whole nother issue that, Ken Spanky will get his garage fixed for free. I never did really find out how his tour went with the Chinese. Remember when the Chinese were in town and they gave the mayor that brooch. I made an open records request about the gifts that the Chinese gave, but that brooch never showed up. So, I still got to dig into that. But you could make a full-time job out of exposing all this, but at the end of the day, where does it get you? But I gotta keep fighting. I got nothing to lose. I gotta keep fighting till I get the government out of the real estate business. Boom. End of story. And I told this guy, I want to be involved with you. I want to help you because I would like to prove that I'm a better real estate guy than Go Topeka. So this and you're not hearing this side of the story. And so when he writes his original letter, and I don't know where this letter came from. This letter showed up to me out of the blue. I posted it on Facebook, but he didn't want to go through Go Topeka. He sent the letter directly to the members of Jeddah. And I would sure love to know how I got a copy of this letter. I think it got in the right hands. So he sent it to Commissioner and Board Member Kevin Cook, Commissioner and Board Member Aaron Mays, Commissioner and Board Member Bill Rapon, the Mayor and Board Members Michael Padilla, Deputy Mayor Christina Diviagla, City Council Member and Board Member David Banks, City Council Member and Board Member Spencer Duncan, and the Joint Economic Development Organization. So he didn't want to deal directly with Go Topeka due to the fact they've been trying to undermine the guy. He found out through channels that Go Topeka was undermining him over at the Department of Commerce. And so they're behind his back. They got to deal with the guy. and they're undermining his efforts. They don't want to give up. And look, it's neither here nor there. That's what I was telling Klossman the other day. I said, how we got here, it could be all his fault. He could have been the guy uh, uh, telling the county commissioners not to force him on the taxes. I wanted to get elected. I wanted to become a county commissioner to start squaring things off. But I said, it's neither here nor there how we got there today. Let's figure out how to get out of this. And so here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some guy who's made an effort to try to comply with the Go Topeka deal and do their deal, and then just get pooped on. And this guy, Stan, was a good guy. And I told him, he goes, hey, look, I want him on my podcast. I want him, to have a confession about what's going on. I want him to roll over on Go Topeka so you guys can start hearing it from another guy than me. He still wants to try to figure out how to tread lightly. I said, I don't know how to do that. I absolutely have no concept of how to do that, because Go Topeka, the Greater Topeka Partnership, they're working against me every day. So what should I do to help them? Molly, hey Molly, next time you make a presentation in front of Go Topeka, why don't you leave the bubble gum out of your mouth? I mean, how unprofessional. Hey, as I just flip off the camera. But I mean, seriously, if you guys, number one, try to get something done in this community. Excuse me. It ain't easy, baby. But and I told Stan, and Stan's got a pretty interesting background. And you know what? I know how that guy's feeling, and he's got some pretty cool people. He'd like to figure out how to add some housing, and he's got a really good guy to add housing to this. There's all sorts of floor plans. They've spent money. I've got all this out there on the website, but you guys, you better start seeing it, because this is no different than the last administration in Washington. They're saying one thing, they're doing another, and here they got to deal with this guy, and they ought to still be trying to help him. And it doesn't get better just because you do the deal with the AT&T building and AIM Strategies. You're not qualified to be in the real estate business, so get out of it. Let the market decide. If this were a good idea, it should stand on its own. And plus your whole shtick about being downtown and the coffee shop. Oh, it was a comedy when that Stephanie girl started talking about the nightlife of downtown. Well, we'll do a Henry McClure live here in a minute when I'm downtown, and there ain't nothing going on. I mean, Cosmo may be open. Oh, I'll go by Brewbank. Oops. Think about that. A town. Hey, you're going to win a loan. You guys, I woke up today with a sick feeling about this community. I really did. And, California is burning over a bunch of bad decisions. They weren't prepared for the fire. But I'm telling you something. There's this AT&T deal. It's all Oh, look at this. I got props, baby. It's the matches. Look at the uh, ballot question. You know, economic development is right here, and then all the road projects. And you better start asking your elected official about the road projects. And so, if somebody, let's see, I got some people here. This is why I support what you do. Thank you. Hey, Johnny Carson. Who are you talking to? Here's Johnny. Henry McClure live. Hey, this is the Tonight Show. I need to get a little band in here. Doc Severinsen. I need an Ed McMahon. I need a Carol Channing girl, or what was that girl's name? You know, the blonde who was built well, but hey, I digress. The I woke up with a sick feeling about this community and really where it's going. And there's some of you that might agree that over the last 4 years, you know, it's pretty obvious that Joe Biden wasn't running the White House and the deep state and the bureaucracy. You know, I'll tell you something. That guy right there, he's not running this city. And it's obvious, just look at Kevin Cook. You know, he's not running the city. None of the county commissioners are running the city. The city council's not running the city. It's the people. It's the people above them. It's the people that. Did you know? Hey, Larry Wolgast. Larry Wolgast, the mayor of this community, called one of my supporters up and said, "How could you be supporting Henry McClure?" Larry Wolgast. Hey, Larry, I'll see you at church on Sunday. I'll start going to the 10:30. Anita Wolgast. But that's why I go to the 8:30 in the morning. Like, oh, you guys are Episcopalians? Thinking to change it. Not really. But you know, I'm angry. I'm angry because I got the government. The government is in my business, and the government isn't doing you any favors. So if somebody would tell me what the sales tax was about, but again, back to what I said, we should be supporting businesses that create sales tax, because the sales tax contribution are exactly what funds the economic development. And so, you know, if it doesn't create sales tax, we don't really want it. You know, if it doesn't grow the population, we shouldn't want it. If it doesn't broaden the tax base, we shouldn't want it. So this pay to play and who gets the deals, hey, it's obvious I know how to do deals. And you know something? Part of me just says, quit yakking about all this bullshit and just go out and make deals. Because if I just tend to my knitting, like my grandma used to say, you know, just keep making deals. And then I'll have the funds to be able to go up against guys like, you know, a self-fulfilling prophecy, to go against the cabal of the Greater Topeka Partnership. I'll have funds to be able to fight the oligarchs. What's interesting more than anything is the people that come, the people that come to my website, this page alone, or it could be a combination of all my other pages I've got, but the statistics on this page alone, it's almost 2 million viewers are checking out my website over a year's period, or over a year period. Well, I I was helping out a friend today, and we spent some time in the car. And to me, this isn't me throwing out being a negative person. This is me telling the truth. It may sound negative if you're on the wrong end of doing things. And if the truth, if that's not negative, it may appear to be negative because I'm not going in lockstep with the chumps. I'm not a part of the chump change. When I was in the mall business at in the Macerich office in California. Hey, by the way, um, what was the other team? You had the LA Lakers, and what was the other team that played out in LA? And hey, Mokuski, if you're watching my live video, I can't remember the name of the other team. They played down in Orange County somewhere, but I do remember them playing at the Forum. But hey, back then I was on the go. I don't remember the name of the other team. Does anybody, if any of the four viewers, do you remember? LA had two basketball teams, and I'm pretty sure one was down in Orange County, and Big Mo played for that team, and I remember them against the LA Lakers. But trying to get Mo to come on to one of my podcasts. But do you realize that Rupert Murdoch is having trouble at Fox News because everybody's having problems against the streaming? The Clippers. Thank you. Thank you. Man, how did you get that? Old Jamie's online. Yeah, Jamie. So, embed this video after MD puts the search engine optimization in it and the graphics. So we'll embed this video in with all this stuff. Hey, it's kind of cool. I can have a staff meeting as we go. Hey, look, I don't have time to hold company meetings. You gotta pick up your orders through the videos. I'm lucky. I got some really cool people helping me with my social media. If we can help you, look, I got an extra microphone, got an extra chair, and we can do logos, graphics. There's a lot of stuff we can do. And literally, if you're starting a new business, and if you have a new business today and you'd like Henry McClure Live to just show up in your place, I want to help people. I do. I love business. I love retail, and we got to help retail sales. And we got to take the money away from Go Topeka. You got to stop funding them. You got to think about it. You're spending $2.5 million to people that are mean to people. You're spending $2.5 million so an entity can give away $2.5 million, and they're not growing the population. They're not. And yeah, hey, if it's just because you're not giving me any money that I'm angry, okay. I'm mad about that. Cody Foster's the last guy you need to be giving money to. It looks like he can print money. and you know, hey, I wonder if the deputy mayor's ever been over to his house. You know, it's a little bigger than the ones we see over in Oakland. But yeah, Cody Foster is the last guy that deserves. If this deal, if this realty, if the concept of having the labs and all this stuff, if it's a good idea, it should stand on its own, and a private entrepreneur ought to execute it and make it work. But also, too, if you made a deal with a guy, you got to live up to the deal. And just because you couldn't make it work here, you shouldn't give it to a local guy just because he's here locally. I looked at some of the names of the people involved with this, and he's got some very professional people. And whether I'm for it or not, it doesn't matter. Topeka, this is my town. This is where I was born. My family, I wanted Bianca to grow up here. I'd like to make Topeka and Shawnee County a place that she'd want to come back and raise her kids. But we shouldn't be treat people the way you want to be treated. So I'm the Rodney Dangerfield of economic development. Hey, get no respect. But and so there's a point in time, there will be somehow there will be a lawyer that will say, you know what, Henry, you're getting discriminated on. You're being discriminated on. Because that's what they always end up saying. Somebody's playing the race card, There'll come a point in time. Well, that didn't create jobs. Well, it didn't create jobs for that guy, but you gave him money. Oh, well, and also too, again, let's disclose how much people have donated to the cause. So we got to get the government out of business. We got to get the government out of the real estate business. We've got to get rid of guys that buy hotels. We need to get new people on Jetto. It's about the Jetto vote. It's not about, so the mayor is a real important one. And I think the mayor and the deputy mayor are always on Jetto, and then they have two at large from the city side. And then you've got the 3 county commissioners. And the amount of money and energy that the Greater Topeka Partnership spent on making sure Kevin Cook came in to office, it's really bad. Okay, I'm very sure discrimination against the city will be like a man in divorce court. This is Shawnee County, man. The rules are made up and the laws don't matter. Wow. Hey, that's coming from a guy that I think had Kevin Cook as a lawyer. and that in itself is such a joke. Think of the people, it's not how hard you work, it's how hard your network works for you. And I was in Dana's office today, Dana K. Anderson, and I was telling him about this deal with Cody Foster getting his help. And he just shakes his head. Dana couldn't get stuff done in Topeka, which really, in some ways, doesn't make me feel bad that I can't get anything done. Man, Jamie, you're all right. The LA Clippers. Just for that, you're a good man. You get a gold star for the refrigerator. Hey, Jamie, while you're at it, why don't you get Ted to approve your invoice? Okay, look. See, I've let it all out. I've let it all out, and I feel good about letting it all out. But at some point in time, the light bulb's going to come on, and you're going to say Henry was right. They've been taking advantage of the taxpayers. Look, uh, provide police protection for us, provide fire protection for us, provide clean water, that you don't have to boil, and give us good streets. And then get out of it. Stop it. If you could just do that. And why has government grown so much? Why has government grown when the population's not growing? You know, I, I guess I'll go back and watch city council as much as that feels like a waste of time. I had to go back and watch the Jetto thing last night. Sometimes I just feel like there's a better use of my time. And but then I get this all American boy feeling again. It's our obligation to stand up to it's our and I look at Matt Pavarnak and Molly like they're the schoolyard bully. They're the bullies. They've got the control of the checkbook. Um, they're going to bully their deals through because they've got the Greater Topeka Partnership behind them, the chamber behind them, the board of directors that Go Topeka, and that's who we got to start holding accountable. I'm going to get the pictures of the board of directors of Go Topeka up here, and so that way the public can run into them. And just like you do me in the stores or restaurants, I love you. Thank you. I love to see the people. I have no idea who they are, and they come up. I voted for you. Also, watch your Facebook. Keep going. You know, I'm getting egged on this. This isn't me. Uh, you know, the public. Somebody's watching over, even if it's the evil people. The population has been growing. I saw dozens of 767 landing at Forbes, fully loaded with new citizens over the last years in those white buses. You know something? And think about that. Think about that. They flew people all over the country that that are here illegally, and that was wrong. Tell them about the special election the city wants to raise taxes. Mike, what was the sales tax for? What was the special election? Tell me about it. I missed that part of it. I didn't know what they were going to use the money for. It sounded like they were going to use the sales tax money to keep funding the city. And, maybe we've got to start living within our budget. Maybe we got to maybe we can't afford some of the stuff we're doing. Maybe we can't afford all the elected officials. I'm serious. And if we restructured our government today, so the sheriff's elected by everybody in the county, the treasurer's elected by everybody in the county clerk is elected by everybody in the county. So there's 3 people. Then we have the mayor now elected by everybody in the county. So you've got 4, okay? So those are 4 people that are elected by everybody in the county. Then we basically create 3 districts. We create everybody north of the river, all the way to the county. Yeah, the Register of Deeds. Yeah, I just don't think the Register of Deeds qualifies to the level. I mean, who would you rather have, the city clerk or the county clerk or the register of deeds? Uh, but see, with the consolidated government, so you're going to have one, you're going to only have one clerk of the community. I mean, Becky, I love Becky. I think the register of deeds is really pretty cool. But I'm not sure. But the register of deeds could run for one of the three open positions. So because you've got three Topekas, you've got you've got West Topeka, you've got East Topeka, and you've got North Topeka. So those three could include the city at large, and then the sheriff, the mayor, the county clerk, and the treasurer. Those that becomes the new government of. Okay, here we go. They were talking about that would become the new government, the new sitting government, and we dissolve the city, and that becomes the whole new deal. Okay, they were talking about having a special elections to vote for more sales tax. Special elections means special interest. Only the city union employees will show up to vote. It's hard enough to get citizens to show up for a regular election. It's the little guy inside me. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you about that. And you know something? The people, the people that are following me and sharing, and find, you can find all my stuff on. Uh, hey Jamie, why don't you put a link to my podcast on there? Hey, we're going to start having studio participation. So once we can get all my videos cataloged, then I can say, hey, look, you need to play video 64. Put it in the comments. We'll get there. It's only a matter of time, because I'm doubling down on the media. The media is where it's at. It's helping me get real estate deals. It's people are watching, and again, I'll be delighted to show up. Hey, in fact, somebody want to go to lunch with me tomorrow at the Chili Parlor? Friday, Friday. Somebody can come with me. You can hold the camera. We'll do the Henry McClure live. I got to take some Lectin Shield from Dr. Gundry, and then I can partake in some chili. Oh, all right. I was up early today. Um, Tyler, thank you for breakfast today at the IHOP. That waitress was a kick in the head. I liked her. But so that you're not telling me what is the sales tax just to run the city? That's what I need to know. Because maybe the city needs to figure out how to tighten the belt. Um, Maybe the city should start thinking about, you know something, we don't have 5 million a year to give to Matt and Molly to run their game. So, if we saved $5 million a year, we would actually have more funds to run our government, instead of the giving them money to run the government. you know, um, the one fellow, Marcus Miller, he said today, his and you know what? I believed him, and the way he said it was, I don't care if I get elected. I want to vote for what's good right now. Well, then take the $5 million away from those jacklegs that are just giving it away. We don't have the money to fund Go Topeka. And if it's such a great idea, let it get funded by the chamber. Oh, hey, I do have to call out. I need some help on something. I've got to find extra space for my church, the Orthodox Church. We've outgrown that building, and I got to find some temporary space so I can sell that building, have the money to start building on the new building. So if you've got something that works, I got to find a place for that would hold up to 200 people. Hey, we can use the innovation space, huh? But when Banks was supporting this deal because he's such good friends with Cody, he brought up a good point about, I think there's a lot of vacant space over in the tech, uh, the Washburn Tech on the east side. I think that whole second level's vacant. I'm going to go over there tomorrow and see. But when I was talking to Stan this morning, I go, does it really need to go downtown? No. He goes, I was just trying to comply with what Go Topeka said. Here, when I think of people in the laboratory, I think about a bunch of people with that have those little plastic pocket squares. The guys that are a lot smarter than me doing scientific experiments. I don't really think of them, I don't really see them out on the nightlife, tripping the light fantastic with Miss Molly and Stephanie, you know. They now I could imagine one of the laboratory guys going, "Hey, you got an extra piece of gum?" Oh man. Well, okay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video. I need your help. We got to keep spreading the message. I think I'm going to call it a night. Oh, man, I'm supposed to go over tomorrow and go on 29th Street Terrace to prove that they haven't shoveled the walk over there, baby. It's snowing. Time to go home. And all right, you all have a good night. I'm getting punchy. But thanks for tuning in. I love y'all. I love you more than Go Topeka does.